Where's one that just has a couple of colors? Oh, Super Chicks is perfect. Okay, so Super Chicks. So when I print Super Chicks, it tells me that number 1 is blue, and so it's the outline. It'll stitch the outline first. Number 2 is green, then it'll stitch Super Chicks. 3 is chicken, 4 is the ampersand, and 5 is custard. Now, depending on what my customer wants, they can be all one color, they can be all different colors. I just have to know what he wants, and then I assign a color on the machine to this. So that's how we print, and then we store them in there. So then when I get this file here, I can do a couple of things. I like to reduce it in size so I can look at it. So I reduce it to view, and then I click just to highlight the whole thing and see, okay, well, how big is this file? It looks like we've got inches along here, so it looks like it's 4 inches wide and a couple inches high, but I can also go into modify, change size, and it'll tell me exactly. It's 4.01 and 1.42. So I know the size, I know that'll fit in my hoops, I shouldn't have any problems, so I'm good with it. Usually we don't do anything here except for bring it into this program, make sure it looks okay, and then we hit File, Machine Disk, and Write. Then it's going to write it to our floppy disk. It always says I couldn't find a floppy disk. We just say okay. It always does that. If we want to change the name of the design, it just whatever design name it came in as, it'll put a few letters in there, and it only goes to 8 letters. But if I want to change it to something else, I can. Otherwise, I just leave it as that, and then I click Write. It'll start to do this. It takes a little bit. It says a disk isn't found. Sometimes you just have to hit it again. It's old technology, and so sometimes you just let it go and you do it. So it should start to write. Take a couple of seconds, and that transfers to this floppy disk. And that's basically all it is.
And you have to put the disk in before you push.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was the technology years and years ago that everybody used now, and floppy disks are. Luckily, we have a stock that'll keep us for a long time. We can put thousands of files on there, and plus we can delete and rewrite. But don't think we're gonna ever have to buy floppy disks again. But thank heavens, because who uses floppy disks, right? So this is writing, and it takes a little bit of time. Then once it does, it'll tell me the channel number, so I know where to find it on that file, or on that floppy disk. So, okay, tells me it's Super Chick file name, channel 37, it's there. So I hit OK, and we're good. Now I can take it over. So now just to show that it's really there, then I hit File and I hit Open Design, and I can go to my floppy disk and see what's on the floppy disk. So I open up the floppy disk and I can see that there's 37 files on there. So I look at the first one and see what's on there, and down there it tells me, oh, it's the Strata logo. Oh, it's an American flag logo. Oh, it's this logo. And if I go down to the very bottom, I see that it says it is, takes a couple of seconds because it's old technology. Oh, Super Chicks. So I can open that up again. Now that's where we want to, I'll show you with Super Chicks because we already saved it. But if we find the Super Chicks logo in here, because we always print it so we know what colors to do, and it better be in here. Yeah. Ah, there we go. There's Super Chicks. So it's logo in here. So we write down that we put it on disk number 42, it's file number 17, May of 21. So we know that's the most recent one. We just used whatever colors here. Our customer doesn't use those colors, but we just use whatever to stitch it out to see if it looks good, and then we cut a piece out and put it in here. Now we know that, number 1 is the outline, number 2 is the words, number 3 is chicken, 4 ampersand, 5 is this. And then we can assign that. I could make that pink and purple and blue or whatever.
Are file and channel the same thing?
Yes.
So it's disk 42 and file or channel 17?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Good point. Then sometimes what we do is if a customer likes to do the same thing over and over, we write down these 5 numbers and say, make that white, make that yellow goldenrod, make it white, make it white, make it white. So then I don't have to worry about anything else. I just go over to my machine and you saw how I loaded the files, and I just go white, yellow, white, 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 and we're good. Okay?